Hi guys, it's Crystal with Design Bundles. Today I'm back with another fun project and we're going to be using our Cricut mug press. But this time we're going to think outside of the box. So we're going to create these super cute plant holders. So not only are you creating plant holders, but you're creating a mug that somebody can use later. So once this plant gets transplanted into another container, they can definitely use the mug. This is going to be perfect for an office gift or maybe somebody that's obsessed with plants or even for Mother's Day. This will be a great gift. Now, the really cool thing is you can do single designs like this and keep the mug white, or you can wrap the mug. So you can wrap the mug and layer designs as well. So today we're going to use the mug press to create the designs on our mugs, and then we are going to plant them. Now, as for these plants, I found these at Lowe's for around $4 a piece. You can definitely check your local nursery and so on and so forth. So you can get super cute little plants like this, and then you can get your package of mugs. You can use any kind of mug that you would like as long as it's sublimatable. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's go over some of the supplies you're going to need today. You're going to need a mug press. You're going to need some sublimation mugs, some printed out designs. I'm going to do a full wrap as well as a single design. You're going to want some plants. You can get some plants from Lowe's, Walmart, your local nursery, even on Amazon. You're going to want some potting mix, and that's it. So first thing we need to do is clean our mug with some rubbing alcohol to remove any sort of lint or oils. So we're just going to use rubbing alcohol and a paper towel to do that. So I'm just cleaning this up, and then the next step, we're going to go ahead and apply our design. Next up, we're going to take our printed design and our heat resistant tape and we're going to apply it to the mug. Now I'm applying mine to the center of my mug, not to the left, not to the right. This way I could hide the handle. So if I'm wanting to use this for just a plant holder, so a planter, I want to hide that handle on my shelf. So I'm going to do this in the center of the mug. So I'm just getting this on here and I'm going to put one side down and then tape the other side, pulling nice and taut so we can get a nice even pressure. So the next thing I like to do is take some parchment paper, butcher paper. This is just going to protect your mug press. So this is something extra that I like to do. You're going to want to pull it nice and taut there and tape both sides. Now we're going to go ahead and insert this into the mug press and shut it. So once it's done, we're going to go ahead and lift that. I'm going to go ahead and set this one aside on my Cricut pad here to cool it down. And then in the meantime, I'll go ahead and set my next mug inside. So you want to make sure that these mugs are completely cooled down before you remove the paper. This is what's going to keep it sublimating. So it's going to, number one, the mug is super, super hot. And number two is going to completely continue to sublimate, and the design's just going to be so much more brighter. So another thing is you want to let them completely cool down before you put the plants because they're just so hot, or they could kill your plants, honestly. So now I'm going to go ahead and pull off the paper. So I've pulled off the parchment and now the paper. I love these designs. They're super cute, and you can also see the mugs that I've already done here to the right, and you can get those same designs as well. They're really, really cute. So you see how I'm hiding that handle? So if you're wanting to use these just to look like planters on your shelf, you can hide that handle by doing those in the center of the mug. Now for this next mug, this was a full wrap, so I layered this up. I actually used two designs. So I used a pattern as well as a design and layered those right up. So those are super cute. Now this one I left the handle. So what's really cool about these is you can give them as a gift with the plant, but they can still use it as a mug. So once they transplant the plant into another planter, they can still use this as a coffee mug. So these are great for any sort of gift, whether it's Mother's Day, like I said, a get well gift, teacher gift, whatever it is. They're just a great gift. So you can just put the planters inside just like this. I would remove that plastic ring, the clear. But if you want to plant them, this is what we're going to do now. So I'm going to remove these. I've already, figured out which ones I want per mug. And then I'm going to take just a piece of cardboard here and scoop some of this potting mix right inside of these mugs. You want to do about less than half of the potting soil. You're just needing enough because there's already some with the plants, but not enough to what you need for the to keep it right where it needs to be in the mug. So you can actually take your mug and dip it straight in if you want to and scoop it, but it's just so much more clean if you just, it's less cleanup, if you will, if you just do it this way. So once you have enough, you're just going to kind of fluff that down a little bit. You want to push down with your hands because if not, you're going to find yourself pushing down on the plant. Now, at this point, you can add a little bit of water to go ahead and get that nice and soaked for your, obviously don't overwater. That way you can already have that ready for your plants. Now, when you're working with cactuses and pokey plants, definitely use some gloves for transplanting these because if not, you already know it's going to be pretty rough. So make sure it's gloves that are suitable for this. And all you're going to do is tip these planters over. They're really easy to pull out there. They're not hard at all. Just slide right out. And then you're just going to set it right down inside of there. So you're just going to push that down, knock off any of that excess, and then kind of clean it up with your fingers. So you're noticing here, I'm just kind of pushing that down and getting it exactly the way I want it. So I just love the way that these came out. They're super, super cute. And like I said, I mean, whether you're making them for yourself and you want to create some planters, I just think it's another fun project for our mug press. So I'm going to go ahead and push down on that plant very, very careful. I'm just trying to push it down a little bit more. This soil was a little bit more stiffer than others. Now these cactuses, I went through all of their plants and picked the perfect ones. I love this little trio, if you will, of these cactuses. They're super cute. I'm originally from New Mexico, so I'm obsessed with cactus. So once again, I'm going to get those gloves on to be safe and get this transplanted. It's going to be the same thing. This was the easiest one I've done by far. I mean, I know it's the pokiest, but it was the easiest to get in the mug and look the best. I really love it. It's cute. So I'm just going to drop that down there. Now, when you drop these in, pay attention to which way they're looking forward. So the way that I'm looking at it now, you want to have them sitting in there the exact way you want to look at them up on your shelf. So now I'm just taking my weeding tool to knock out any excess of that soil or any sticks or anything like that, just to make it look a little bit better. And now, once again, you could add a little bit more water if you wanted to around the plants, but these plants are really more on the dry side because they're from a drier state. So that's it. It's a super, super easy project and easy cleanup. It really wasn't bad at all, and you could make a ton of these. There's so many different ideas. Christmas gifts. I'm just so excited. You could do flowers in them if you want to. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you found it helpful, and if you did, please hit the like button down below and subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one.